It's Wednesday, the 12th of February, and today we're doing things in a rather unusual manner, mainly because yesterday was a tribute to the Right Honourable Mike Moore. It means our Parliament starts the year in a unique way. David, can you explain? David Wilson is the Clerk of the House, Principal Advisor on House Matters, and I've got him along to help me explain what's going to happen today.
Sure. So we'd usually start the year with the debate on the Prime Minister's statement, where the Prime Minister would present it to the House, and then leaders and other members of the House would be able to debate it for 13 hours. That didn't happen yesterday, instead it's happening today. And so the Business Committee met yesterday to set up some new arrangements for how things would work in a slightly unusual situation. So we'll start with the Prime Minister delivering the statement today. Party leaders will debate it, and then we're going to go to oral questions. Which is unusual. They normally start off the sitting day. This day they'll be happening at around 3:30 instead. Once we've had oral questions, we'll start to just move through the normal business of the day.
So the questions today start off with Marama Davidson to the Minister of Finance about sharing the prosperity in the economy. Two questions from Simon Bridges to the Prime Minister, both asking her whether she stands by all her government's statements and actions. Dr Deborah Russell to the Minister of Finance about the economic impact of the upgrade program. Paul Goldsmith about integrity of ministerial decisions around spending programs. Michael Woodhouse about the coronavirus to the Minister of Health. Paul Eagle to the Minister of Transport about the New Zealand upgrade program. Louise Upston to the Minister for Social Development about getting people off benefits. Chris Bishop to the Minister of Transport about the upgrade program. Angie Warren-Clark to the Minister of Health about child and maternal health facilities. Melissa Lee to the Minister of Broadcasting about whether he stands by his actions and policies. And Dr Parmjit Parmar to the Minister of Research, Science and Innovation about outcomes in research. So after question time, we will go on to the first reading of the Financial Markets Infrastructure Bill in the name of Grant Robertson. Then the Financial Markets Conduct of Institutions Amendment Bill in the name of Chris Fafoy. That's about getting them to incorporate a principle of fair conduct. The Fair Trading Amendment Bill, which amends the Fair Trading Act 1986 to make sure that there aren't unfair contractual terms. And if we've still got time, we'll go on to the Ombudsman Protection of Name Amendment Bill in the committee stages. Pretty uncontroversial, just to protect the name of the Ombudsman, to stop people setting up businesses with that title. And it's unlikely, but we may get to the smoke-free environments, prohibiting smoking in motor vehicles carrying a Children Amendment Bill, the second reading, which is in the name of the Honourable Jenny Salisa. We will then go through till 10 o'clock tonight, and we'll be back again at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.